Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So, as you know, Monday means it's Modern Monday, and we have a super sweet list today. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know I'm a big fan of Sun Titan Emeria the Sky Ruins deck. We've played Blue-White Emeria, we've played Mono-White Emeria on Budget Magic, a bunch of different versions. Well, we have a new version of Emeria now, thanks to a new card from Aether Revolt. This is Green-White Rallier Emeria, and this deck is super sweet. I'm really excited about it. So this build took John Jansen to a top 8 finish at a SCG Modern IQ, so congrats to John on his finish with the deck. A quick reminder before we break it all down: if you enjoyed this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So kind of the payoff of Emeria decks is the combo of Emeria the Sky Ruin and Sun Titan. So these two cards give the deck an insane late game. The plan of the deck is kind of to just stay alive in the early game with some cheap creatures that have entered the battlefield effects, drawing cards, and so forth. And then we get to the point where we have 7 planes and Emeria on the battlefield, and then we get to reanimate a creature every turn for free. We can also just play a Sun Titan, which lets us reanimate a permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less, which can get us back like a fetch land to help get to Emeria, or a whole bunch of creatures. And then, of course, we can Emeria back a Sun Titan if we have a Sun Titan die, and then Sun Titan gets back something else. And then the sweet thing about the deck is then the thing we get back with Sun Titan is probably drawing us a card or even getting us something else back from our graveyard. So there's a ton of value in the late game where we can go from an empty board with an active Emeria to suddenly just having a board full of powerful creatures in like one turn. So what are we getting back with these cards? Well, kind of the key is playing things with converted mana cost 3 or less for Sun Titan, and we have a bunch of sweet options. So Flicker Wisps is like a combo with Sun Titan. We can play a Sun Titan, get back a Flicker Wisp from our graveyard, use it to flicker the Sun Titan so it comes back into play at the beginning of our end step, which allows us to get back something else from our graveyard, maybe an Eternal Witness, and then Eternal Witness lets us get back something else from our graveyard, say a removal spell or whatever we need. The new addition to the deck is Renegade Rallier, which is like a mini Sun Titan. It gets back a permanent with converted mana cost 2 or less, but it's only 3 mana, so we can get it back with Sun Titan. So with this combo, we can, for example, Sun Titan, get back Flicker Wisp, flicker the Sun Titan, get back a Renegade Rallier with the second Sun Titan trigger, and then get back something else. It could be a fetch land, or it could be a bunch of our powerful 2-drops. So we have 2-drops that can sack, which not only help trigger the Revolt on our Renegade Rallier, but we can get them back with our Renegade Rallier. So Safi Eriksdotter, kind of a value card, makes one of our creatures sort of indestructible till end of turn. If that creature dies, it comes back into play. Selfless Spirit can protect our team from wrath. Lone Missionary gains us a bunch of life, helps against aggro matchups, and Wall of Omens is just a great blocker, also draws us a card, so good value to get it back with our Renegade Rallier, with our Sun Titan. And then a super sweet addition for being green is Secure Tribe Elder. So with Secure Tribe Elder, in theory, not only can we use this in the late game, but we can use this to help get to Emeria really quick. We have 7 basic planes in the deck, so we have plenty of things to search out. So in theory, on turn 2, we can play a Secure Tribe Elder, not sack it. On turn 3, we sack Secure Tribe Elder, get a plains, go up to 4 lands, then we can Renegade Rallier, get back the Secure Tribe Elder, sack it again to get back another plains up to 5 lands, so it helps us get Emeria online super quick, and it's pulling lands out of our deck to make sure we're drawing action, more Sun Titans and so forth. We also have Restoration Angel. Just a backup blink effect. We can play it to save a creature from removal. Also just blink a Wall of Omens, draw a card. Blink a Renegade Rallier, get back a fetch land. Blink a Sun Titan, get something else back from the graveyard. All that fun value stuff. Mortar Pod is a weird one. It might not look obvious, but it's actually really important because it gives us a way to sacrifice our creatures so we can get them back from the graveyard for value. So if we have a Wall of Omens and we want to get it back with a Renegade Rallier to draw an extra card, we can equip up the Mortar Pod, sack the Wall of Omens to deal a damage to our opponent, maybe kill a Delver of Secrets or Young Pyromancer, some small creature, and then when we cast our Renegade Rallier, the Wall of Omens is in our graveyard so we can get it back. Gideon Chara is our one planeswalker, just a way to help stay alive. We unplus it, make all of our opponent's stuff attack us, can also kill some creatures, and it's the backup finisher as a big 6/6. As far as removal, we get Wrath of Gods to sweep the board, Path of Exile is targeted removal, also can use some sweet tricks where we get our own creature and use it like a rampant growth to get another planes to get closer to Emeria, and then Banishing Light is a catch-all, 3 mana, we can get it back with our Sun Titan, so it's pretty helpful in that sense. The rest of the mana base, 7 planes as I mentioned, some planes that are also dual lands in Temple Garden and Canopy Vista, a bunch of fetch lands, really helpful with Sun Titan and with Renegade Rallier because we can get them back. Ghost Quarter is like a backup win con because we can get it back with Sun Titan every turn, strip mine our opponent's lands. Well, eventually it'll be strip mine because our opponent will run out of basics and just kind of landlock them out of the game by continually getting back Ghost Quarter, and a single forest for Blood Moon concerns. In the sideboard, Dragonlord Dromoka and Nissa Vital Force, great in controlling matchups, just big, relatively hard to deal with. Dromoka protects us from counters, Nissa can ultimate really early, or it can get something else back from our graveyard. A bunch of removal, Blessed Alliance for Infect type matchups, also just a good value card. Dromoka's command does a bunch of different things, can get an enchantment, can save a creature, can stop a spell, great against like Ad Nauseam or something where one big spell is going to our face to try to kill us. Wrath of God and Celestial Purge is more removal. A bunch of artifact hate. Stony Silence, the classic. Fracturing Gust helps against Boggles, helps against Affinity. A rare card that's great in both those scenarios. And Sealed Primordium Suite because it's 2 mana. We sack it to kill something, but it sits on the battlefield, which means we can keep getting it back with our Renegade Rallier, with our Sun Titan, and kind of have this continual artifact destruction. So that is Green-White Rallier Emeria in Modern, and that's been our Instant Deck Tech for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.